Hello.
Hello.
Hello. How's it
How you
going?
doing today?
I'm all right.
Good.
And you?
I'm good.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Hanging babysitting.
Aw.
Yeah. So she's well, my daughter goes, we're we're gonna start we're changing it to Poppy. I was like, why are you changing it? And she's just now saying Papa. I'm like, why are you changing that? I earned that shit and like you can't she's saying it. So how are you gonna why are you trying to switch it up? Like so that's all. It's my little thing, but
How
it's
old's
being
the
grandpa.
how old's the grandbaby?
So she's a year and 5 months.
Aw.
I think it's yeah.
Sweet.
She just every day or, uh, every week there's like some new thing and she's very observant, so she instantly tries to like, because I was trying to get her to sit down, I was tapping on the chair, and then she comes on the chair and she starts patting the chair. I was like, "Oh,
Oh,
she's starting to fuck with me." She's getting a sense of humor, that's nice.
that's awesome. I love it.
Like, you know? Um, yeah, thanks for popping back on.
Sure.
Um, because I was, like, looking at your file again, and then I saw, I'm like, "Fairy." So how did you get that? Like, what made you wanna use that? You're like a fairy, so
I mean, look at me. I mean, I don't have pointy ears, but I tend to be fairly fairy-like. And my first thing was like the your fairy godmother, but I didn't wanna be somebody's godmother, so
right.
I just dropped that.
So you're the fairy mother.
Yeah, so well, yeah, I'm the sex fairy who happens to be named Gwyn.
Right, I mean, that's pretty cool though too. Gwen is pretty
That's
it's a
short
good name.
it's short for Guinevere.
Right, oh, I never even thought about that.
Then I chose it. That is not the name on
No,
the birth certificate.
oh, well, I mean, it's not if you were Guinevere, I think that would be more like, okay. But Gwen is a pretty, it's a pretty unsuspecting name. I mean, it's a cool name, but it doesn't make it doesn't I guess let me like, you could say it doesn't make like, it doesn't red flag cops. Like, it doesn't raise awareness to,
Okay.
you know,
I'll take
like
that.
that.
Sure.
So, um, yeah, so how did you come up with all that?
It's which part of all that?
Sorry, when did you establish that name? Like, when
Guinevere? In 1996.
nice,
Actually, I have a very
nice.
there's a very specific story. A friend of mine who, was witchier in nature than I am, just started calling me that and spelling it in this really specific way, and when I saw the internet was becoming what it was becoming, I made a decision, a really, really conscious decision to either go underground or establish like, be aware that I'm going to be a brand at some point, and so
Hmm,
I
wow,
really wrestled with that, because 'cause I'm pretty countercultural
yeah.
in history, and I'm, like, second generation hippie, so,
Oh, wow, okay.
but my mom was also a computer programmer, so I was online
Oh, wow,
a long time before people were, but in 1996, when, like, websites started getting added to commercials and stuff, I was like, "Okay, this is
really?
happening. Yeah. So let me decide what I want to do. And so I decided to adopt it and chose that as an email moniker. I think it was at Hotmail back in the day.
Yeah,
Um, and I just kept it from there. And then after a while, life shifts and changes. And I just, so there's another, I'm going to go back a little bit. My mother said when I was born, they were planning on calling me Anne if I was a girl. And,
mm,
but when I was born, they changed it almost immediately. And I feel like I whispered Guinevere in in their ears, but they couldn't hear that because that's not a traditional name. So,
right.
you know, it is if you're like Welsh or in Ireland or whatever. Um, we're not. And so they changed it to the closest thing that made sense at that point. And so when I was a little kid, I had a friend named Gwendolyn, and I used to get so mad about her name. I was just totally jealous of it. So when I got older,
You had
and
a friend named Gwendolyn?
mhm, and when I got
That's
older,
wild.
I decided that I was just gonna stop with the government name and be who I feel like I am. So it's like it was my secret cat name, you know, like the E. E. Cummings poem, um,
Huh.
but it's not a secret anymore. So
Oh, that's cool though. Were you were you into Arthurian uh folklore? Like were you
a
into all
little
that?
bit, yeah, a little bit.
Right.
Yeah,
Merlin and
Lady in the Lake and all that. Yep.
I'm late to that because I never was into that, but then over the years of my adult life I've gotten more into like fantasy, Lord of the Rings and you know, I started looking up different folklore of different cultures, different countries and stuff, and, I just fell in love with it, with King Arthur and all that, and, Excalibur and
Folklore is
so
wicked fun. For a minute, I was gonna be an official. I was studying to be a folklorist. Um, but I realized that was far too scientific for me, so I stopped.
I mean, that'd be still be work. It'd still be like any other thing that
Oh, yeah.
and
It's
you
just
couldn't, like, just enjoy it, you'd have to, like, study the fuck out of it.
yeah, well, I love studying, like, I that's one of my favorite things to do. It was the documentation part that I realized that I was not great at, so
Huh.
science, I'm not a scientist.
Yeah.
I can grasp concepts, but actually spitting out the exact appropriate, you know, with all the commas in the right places sort of thing is not my jam.
Yeah. That's why you use, Word or whatever.
Right.
Um Well, that's cool. Do you have, like, wings? You have tattoos of wings?
I don't have
Nice.
tattoos of wings. I have a phoenix on my leg. And I
Yeah,
have a
Phoenix?
mhm, and I have
Nice.
a bunch of wings of various shapes and sizes as costumes, but I don't really do a whole lot of
Nice.
costumery anymore. And honestly, they're in my storage unit far away. So
Yeah.
one of them is super cool. It is real feathers that are black. Speak
Wow.
nodding
So
to
you're
my
like a
goth self, my teenage
yeah,
goth self.
you're like
Yeah.
a dark fairy?
I mean, I'm not gonna steal somebody to the underworld and make them live the best life ever, and it'd be 30 years. Um, but, you know, I like to
Yeah.
play with things sometimes, yeah.
Um, it's funny when I, like, actually learned about, like, the different variations of fairies and pixies, and I was like, "So wait a minute, they're not Tinkerbell? That's fucking insane." Like,
Yeah.
they're
Ooh.
evil as fuck, used for
I mean, they
dirty
kind
deeds.
yeah, some certainly are. I mean, you know, I think that fairies are like every other creature in the world, real or make believe, and that they come in various shapes and sizes and attitudes and personalities.
What kills me is, like, especially, like, as far as, like, perception of a character, but, like, when, like, whoever started telling, like, Greek or Roman, tales, and they make and it's weird because gods are supposed to be perfect, but they make Zeus, like, be both. Like, he has you know, and then he's like a god rapist. I'm just like, "What the fuck is this shit?"
Yeah,
It's, like,
religion is
so wild. Like, who comes up
yes.
with that, you know?
Well, who says I mean, it wasn't until, like, Christianity equals patriarchy that they started saying that gods were supposed to be perfect. Like, that's just, uh, directly from the Vatican, and religion, not so much, uh, entity, right? Like, it's the patriarchy wanting to make sure that you do what you say you're supposed to do, what they say you're supposed to do.
Right,
So, I mean, even the early Christian God like Yahweh, it wasn't perfect. And like the region that they come from, like there are many gods who have many personalities.
right.
So
But, I mean, it
that
just
that piece is like that's modern nonsense.
but it's just funny,
Yeah.
like, the basis for a lot of stuff, and, uh, you know, I with, this friend of mine, we were like, I was we were writing on a story, and we were talking about how with Christian God, like, like, I feel like in some ways, philosophically, like, if that dude existed, man, he is, like, ignored the earth and contradicted. I'm like, he is a dude. Like, he just, fuck it, like, and I'm gonna take off. And we had this, storyline where he's like, the other guys are like, man, you gotta like do something, like, and he's like, man, I don't give a shit. Like, I created the earth and like whatever they can do. It. I told him about free will, and it's like I'm not gonna. And it's like, but they're breaking all rules, and I don't care. Like, I'm gonna go make another earth. It's fucking silly.
There was a really great show. Hold on a second. For fuck's sake. Child. Oh my god. Um,
Are you okay?
yeah, no, I'm fine. There was a
Okay.
I had said to the child, it doesn't matter. Anyway, excuse me. There was a really great show with Steve Buscemi and Daniel Radcliffe and some other people I don't remember, but Steve Buscemi was God and he was depressed, and it was amazing. And, like,
Huh.
he just did not like, he had, like, all the classic depression symptoms. Yeah.
That's funny.
It was great. It was a highly entertaining show. At least the 1st season, I stopped watching after that. The 2nd season wasn't as
Right.
exciting, so I have no idea what it's called.
Yeah. That's interesting though, that concept. It's like or bored, like you just so you did all this, you said all this, and then we started a lot of things based off this belief system we were told, and you're like, I get two shits, dude. I'll create another universe and and yada yada. And it's like, whoa, what?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
um but yeah, how you doing though? How's everything? How's the weather?
Gray, but okay.
Oh,
Things are greening, that's nice.
nice.
Yeah. Where are you in the world? I know you where you are in the world, but what flowers are popping for you up there?
I don't know because I haven't been in the area where you see flowers. Like right now, it's the trees are changing finally, and it's warming up where I guess I measure by clothing, and I only have to wear my sweater.
Gotcha.
and, so I don't have to lug my jacket around, and then it's gonna start getting nicer because it's like it does this peaking, like, in the morning, it's cold, then it warms up, and it peaks, and then so
Yep.
it's even more and more. But, yeah, beach and all that, I'm kind of excited.
Nice. That's cool.
Nice. I'm going to actually, when we get off, I'm gonna fill out that form you sent me, and then we'll set that up 'cause, I
Did you
have to be honest. Huh?
did you schedule? Did
No.
you Oh, okay. The form comes
Um,
after you schedule. Okay. That's what
right. No, no, not yet. But, 'cause I was reading it, and then I just wanna make sure I didn't, everything is cool.
cool.
But yeah, I'm gonna get that done. What else?
No worries.
Yeah, do you have any questions?
No, I
Right.
don't think so. I mean, not now. When you
Not
come on
now.
my podcast, I'll have questions,
Right,
I'm sure.
right. I'm a pretty open guy. Like, I talked to this woman last night. She's 95, and she she's a comedian, but she's not doing it at the moment, but she's very funny to talk to, and she started, like, asking me questions, and I'm like, "This is cool," like,
That's
uh,
fun.
and she's very entertaining, and she's very, on her shit, so,
That's fantastic.
um,
I love that.
yeah. Well, so, okay, I guess I could ask this because 'cause I'm gonna I'm gonna be, you know, I I'm gonna be getting some more jobs, but, like, how much would you charge to, like, read off something from a script?
I
Like,
I don't
would
know.
you wanna do that?
Yeah, I could I yeah. So the question goes back to then, like, are you gonna want, like, 5 different reads, right? Like, emphasize
No,
this, emphasize that, or is it just, like, use my best judgment, read lines
r
into microphone, send? In
that's
which
it,
case
yeah.
yeah, it doesn't need to be much, doesn't need to be much.
Okay,
I just
okay.
I just don't wanna set myself up and devote a bunch of time
Time
to
for nothing. I get it,
yeah, I'm
and I
trying
respect that, you know? No, I get it, you have a business, and you have I get all that, yeah, and I so that's why I'm asking, because it's like, I might be able to do that. I just need to know, and then, um, and then do you use, like, what do you use, PayPal or cash?
Yep.
PayPal?
I
All
take
of it?
all the things except Zelle. Zelle and my bank don't get along, but
I
Cash
don't
App, Venmo, PayPal, all of those things work for me.
It's all
And
money.
yeah, and yeah, like, it's really just depending on time. So, in
Yeah.
terms of timing, my I I don't really do coaching, like, by the hour per se, but I would probably draw on that for like, I would probably think about, like, how much I would be charging if I were doing that again and
Oh,
ask
you're
for
not
that,
doing
but it
that now?
really doesn't need to be that much. Well, the coaching that I do now, I mean, I can if somebody wants to, like, and is
Wait, you're on call?
willing. No, I'm absolutely not on call. Absolutely not. No.
"We need your help." Something's like, "What we?" You're
Exactly.
like, "Okay, hold on." You're like, "No, I don't know
No.
what to tell you." Like,
No, no, the coaching that I do right now is or that I'm promoting anyway, is like a text-based, email-based, so that they can write as much as they want, and then I respond, depending on which package is
so
depending on how often.
but
And then if
oh,
somebody
okay.
wants to get on video, that costs a fair amount more, because for a variety of reasons, because it does. And um, so I don't really have that, like, listed as a thing, like, you can't push a button and order a time with me, but if I have a conversation with somebody or if we have a rapport and they wanna have a call, then yeah, I will do that. Or if
You
they wanna pay a buttload of money, I would probably do that too.
Right, yeah. Well, you have a form, right? Like, you give them a form first, right? So you And then
Like,
you right? Just so you read it and then like, you could kinda judge from that, right?
no, if somebody
Oh.
wants to hop on a call with me, they need to send me an email.
Oh,
Like
okay.
they need to reach out and we need to have a conversation, like, at least via email before I will do this with
Huh.
anybody I don't know. I do have some previous clients or clients who I do work with email or text based, that if they wanted to have a call, then we could, I would do that because I know them and I already have a relationship with them. But for random people, no, you can't just, I won't just hop on a call with you.
Right, right.
I've had too many uh,
Kinda crazy, huh?
people who think that because I'm a coach, I am interested in their lascivious behavior. Which, to be fair, I'm a nosy bitch, and yeah, I totally want to know, but that doesn't mean that consent is not needed, right? Like
Right.
yeah, too many people, men,
Well,
too
I
many men who
yeah.
think that that having a conversation with me is permission to pleasure themselves while they're doing that, and that's not okay.
Well, no. I mean, that's, you that's like internet etiquette, like, or web what's this called? Like, video etiquette. Because like, you have people that been there was a guy on CNN that was rubbing one out, sometime, and, my thing is just like, I you're at work and so, and that's like an extreme, but that idea where you can just, like, do that and they can't see you, it's just like, well, it's like, what's the point of that? And yeah, that's totally creepy because it's like you're being unsuspecting, like, but if you're aware of everybody's on the level, then it's fine. I just don't ooh, you not knowing, and it's like you're not even acting freaky, like, so how are you getting turned like, just talking? Is that what's it's like, "Ooh, I don't know you." And it's like, you're like, "Hi, how you doing?" He's like, "Oh, yeah." It's like, what the how does that even work? 'Cause see, you'd think he'd be embarrassed to, because if you're
No,
like, "I'm not into this," and now you've grossed me out, and so is that the turn on, like, "I like violating."
yeah, I think that's probably part of it because I get a lot of that through, like, just even with texts. Men trying to be like, "Oh, I have this problem," and I'm like, "Alright, you get
Okay.
one free question," and then they, like, drag it on, or they're like this one guy was like, "My foreskin's too tight." I'm like, "That is not
That's
my area."
medical, what are you talking about?
Like, "I can't help you with that," and then he sent me a picture, I'm like, "Great, so here's your
Oh,
invoice
no.
for $100. If you want me to analyze it, that'll be another 100." Of course, he disappeared, but,
Yeah,
like,
but
the
but
fuck?
that's
I
just
don't
yeah, that's
I
kinda gross.
I don't want that.
Yeah,
Apparently gay men do like just random some gay men, obviously, they are not a
right.
monolith, but apparently some gay men do just like random dick pics, but very, very few women do. There are a few, they do exist, but even still, you
But
should
it's
ask.
yeah,
You
it's
should ask.
yeah, because I mean, I know, if somebody's attracted to you as a guy, they'll let you know, and, it's you have communication, but if you just, like, bam, surprise somebody, like,
It
yeah,
happens
it's
a lot, and
yeah,
like, yeah, that's fucking weird, and it's not like I have a problem with penises. I don't. They're
it's
fine.
how you use it. It's like if you're sitting there violating somebody's, you know, space, I guess.
Exactly, yeah, and yes, so there's that, and I do think that for some guys, it is "this is naughty" taboo of it,
I
that
know, but
violating somebody's personal space is the thing that turns them on.
yeah,
Yeah, just buy some fucking panties. Like, my god.
just buy some panties.
Right, like, there are so many people who would happily sell you things that you would like. Pay
Uh,
for it.
right. I told my friend that. I was like, "You know what? You should, start selling your panties." So she's like, "Really?" I'm like, Yeah, do you know men are gross, like, they will buy anything. You could take a dump on it, and then I'm sure somebody will pay a good amount of money."
Extra. People will pay extra for that. Yep,
It
yep, yeah. Oh, yeah, all that. There's somebody selling, farts in a jar,
that's a
like
real thing. I thought it
bath
was like a
water,
running
all of that. Yep, nope,
bathwater?
bath water. Mhm. Which, like, that's great, and honestly, like, if I had
I
the
don't care. I
marketing
mean,
prowess, like,
right,
if, like, and that's where I fall down in general, it's marketing. Like, if I had the marketing prowess, I'd be all over that because some of these women make bank, and
right,
I don't have any, like, ethical issues with it, none of that. Like, pay a sex worker, pay for your panties, pay for your
right.
dirty socks, that's fine. But I don't know how to market that nonsense, so I don't know how to market anything, but yeah.
What, what'd be cool is could we do another one of these, but talk about, like, how people I mean, it's a lot of women, but I'm sure guys too, like, in the first like, the whole sex workers' right issue, like, I knew somebody, and I wanted to interview him that, she was a sex worker advocate, and I thought that was kinda interesting, and it's because it's, I think there should be a different, like, kind of societal attitude, um, so I just think that's interesting, kinda something to talk about.
Yeah, I have a cursory knowledge of sex worker rights and advocacy. I am not the expert by any stretch,
No,
but
that's
yeah,
cool.
I could talk about it.
I'm not gonna, like, sit there and present you as, like, expert Gwyn Isaacs on the issue. It's like, no, but I mean, but you do have your own, knowledge of it, I'm sure through, meeting people and just, you know, however you gain the knowledge to
There
learn
is
that
an
stuff.
amazing podcast and a woman, an organization called Old Pros. Caitlin Bailey is the person who runs that, and she does a podcast called the Old Pros Podcast, and they really are like there's so much great information, and they have like things that you can download and bring to your senators, and like
Huh,
talking points and all of that.
well,
Um, yeah, I'm not that. I just believe that it should be, whatever it is that the sex workers believe it should be, not whatever the politicians believe.
yeah, but I mean, there's some things that I mean, we don't have to have a degree in in law, but I just always think it's interesting the weird contradiction or hypocrisy of like, so a prostitute or a sex worker gets arrested for something, and then the John is treated different. Like that old double standard where it's just like, okay, you're treating her like she's enemy number one, but like, it's like, what about him? Like it's
Yeah,
just,
and, like, that's different in different places. There's somewhere and this is where I'm like, I don't know the actual information, but Sweden maybe, where they
mm,
reversed that and made it and it still causes all sorts of problems. Um,
mm,
so, like, it's not just decriminalization, and it might not maybe it's right I don't know. I think what they're asking for is legality, but with regulation, but I really don't know. And so I
huh,
wouldn't wanna yeah, I would really be like, "Go ask the people who know way more than I do," which,
yeah.
again, I would recommend. Caitlin Bailey and the Old Pros Network, and her
Yeah.
podcast is so good.
Mhm.
She does historical badass women, and then
Huh.
also yeah, it's great. She did one on Mae West and actual
Oh,
old
I love Mae
pros.
West. I've
Me
I've
too.
had a crush on Mae West since I was a kid, and
Me
then
too.
'cause I was like, 'cause I was like, "Oh, wow," like, she looks like a woman other than, than you see olive oil, and it's like, I don't know." Um, so, like, as a kid, it's like, what do you learn about people and stuff? So, well, that's cool. That's interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot of really great work being done, but I'm
Sweet.
not that person. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um, well, cool. Well, Gwen, thanks for doing this again, and,
Yeah.
I'd love to do another one and talk about what you're comfortable talking about, like, you know.
Okay. Yeah.
Thanks, Gwen.
All right. Yep. Talk to you later.
Yeah.
Bye.